For this part of the project, you'll need 5 different colors. I'm using felt. Here's the pack I got from Amazon. I'll put the link down in the description. So there are 5 stacking donuts. So the donuts are of varying lengths, but they're all 1 1/8 wide. So I'm going to cut mine 1 1/2 inches wide. I'm going to back them with this Pellin 808 to give it some rigidity. Okay, I cut each piece of felt 1 1/2 inch wide, and whatever the length of the felt, the longest side of the felt. I believe it is a little over 1 1/2. I mean, sorry, 6 1/2. Then I cut the Pellin 808 1 1/2 inches wide also, and now I'm going to adhere to the back of each one. I want to show you the difference of with the stabilizer versus without. So I've done 2 through 5, and that's what happens when I hold it out. And I haven't done number 1 yet, and that's the difference. I have hoop tearaway stabilizer in my hoop, and we're going to stitch the placement stitches first. Now that we have our placement step, we can add our felt, and I use just plain painter's tape. Okay, and to see if you've got good coverage, which I don't, I see it. I need to scoot it over a little bit. That's better. Okay, and the final step, it's going to stitch a bean stitch all the way around. We're going to remove them from the tearaway and trim them up close to the lines. Our stacking donuts are all trimmed. As you can see, I'm not very good at rounding corners. Hope yours look better. For the back part of our donut stacker, I cut an 8.5 by 8.5 piece. It will stitch a 7.5 by 7.5 inch square. Next, we're going to do the background for the stacking donuts. The first step is a placement stitch for the background. Okay, I forgot to mention earlier, I also cut an 8.5 by 8.5 piece of batting. I believe this piece, it's just a scrap, so I'm not quite sure where it came from, but I think it's just like a cheap version of the Warm and Natural. It's not really high pile. And then you place your 8.5 by 8.5 piece of felt. You can secure it with some blue tape. And we're going to do the bean stitch. Next step, we'll do a placement stitch for our Velcro. And now we'll stitch it down with a bean stitch. Okay, we're going to take it out of the hoop and trim it. So I used little Velcro dots, but I'm not feeling very secure about them holding up. So I'm probably going to hand stitch them to the fabric. So let's see how it looks here. Cute. I'm not quite sure how they'll hold up over time, so I'll probably stitch them just to be on the safe side. I'd hate for a little one to swallow anything. So, hope you enjoy my pattern.